In response, a group of colonial delegates, including George Washington, John and Samuel Adams, Patrick Henry, and John Jay, met in Philadelphia in September 1774 to give voice to their complaints against the British government. This First Continental Congress did not go so far as to demand independence from Britain, but it denounced taxation without representation, as well as the maintenance of the British Army in the colonies without their consent, and issued a Declaration of Rights, including life, liberty, property, assembly, and trial by jury. The Continental Congress voted to meet again on May 1775 to consider more action, but violence had already broken out. On April 19, 1775, the battles of Lexington and Concord took place. The British forces tried to seize military supplies from Massachusetts, yet they were spotted and suffered many casualties. This inspired people and sparked the true war between the two nations. When the Second Continental Congress took place in Philadelphia, delegates, including Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, voted to form a Continental Army with Washington as its commander-in-chief. On June 17, in the Revolution's first major battle, colonial forces inflicted heavy casualties on the British troops commanded by General William Howe at Breed's Hill in Boston. The appointment, known as the Battle of Bunker Hill, ended in British victory, but gave encouragement to the revolutionary cause. Throughout that following winter, Washington's forces struggled to keep the British contained in Boston, but weapons captured at Fort Ticonderoga in New York helped to balance that struggle in late winter. Howe and his men then retreated to Canada to prepare a major invasion on New York. By June 1776, with the Revolutionary War going off, majority of the colonists had come to favor of independence from Britain. On July 4th, the Continental Congress voted to adopt a Declaration of Independence, drafted by 5 men, including Franklin and John Adams, but written mainly by Jefferson. That same month, the British government sent a large fleet along with more than 34,000 troops to New York. In Austin, Howe's troops routed the Continental Army to Long Island, and Washington was forced to evacuate his troops from New York City by September. Pushed across the Delaware River, Washington fought back with a surprise attack in Trenton, New Jersey, and won another victory at Princeton. British strategy in 1777 involved 2 main prongs of attack, aimed at separating New England from the other colonies. To that end, General John Burgoyne's army aimed to march south from Canada toward a planned meeting with Howe's forces on the Hudson River.